I went out and played last night. I did not do my homework.
I completely forgot what the topic was until you guys, we talked about it today, so.
I was going to do some studying, but I had sex last night, so.
Oh, okay, excuse me.
So, hey everyone, this is 2.5 Chicks. We're back. It's me, Tess, Monica, and Brian. We are here to talk about our zodiac signs today. Our zodiac signs, or sun signs, or your personality signs, whatever you want to call them, somewhat define some of our personality traits, right? And some of them are good and some of them are bad, but I don't know how you guys feel. When I was reading about it, I find it somewhat uncanny. It's really interesting to read about yourself and see how much you identify with what you're reading, the good and the bad.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I wonder if you read, because I'm a Gemini. I'm born in June. I don't really remember what the dates are. It's like end of May to like June 21st or something like that. Mm-hmm. I am a selfish person. I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for. I don't really care to read anybody else's horoscope. But when I do read it and I'm like, this is oddly familiar. This is me. Right? It's amazing how they get this right. To be fair, it's not like I read anybody else's horoscope, so I could be very much like everyone else. I just don't know.
There's definitely differences between them, but yeah.
How about you, Monica? What are you?
I am an Aquarius, January Aquarius, which Aquarius people will tell you that a January Aquarius and a February Aquarius are actually very different Aquariuses. January Aquariuses are always trying to save the world. And February Aquariuses, not that they're bad, they're just very different.
Not that they're bad.
I think somebody had a meme that said January Aquariuses try to save the world, February Aquariuses try to cut a bitch up. And I have a cousin who is a February Aquarius, and I do not like conflict. She will cut a bitch up if she has to. She's stuff like that. It just made me laugh when I saw that meme because it described her and me to a T. But when we read these things, we probably just take what we find similar and kind of just ignore the stuff that really doesn't apply to us. I guess part of it is projection, right? On our part.
I wonder if some of it does apply and we just don't realize it because we don't see ourselves the same way other people see us.
Exactly.
This is true.
I will say that I have always found that I get along with Geminis. My whole life, whenever I've met somebody and that person and me, all of a sudden we just hit it off and we become really good friends. And I ask them, what sign are you? 9 times out of 10, they're a Gemini. For some reason, I always get along with a Gemini. And I don't, it's not like, oh, they tell me I'm a Gemini and then I try to be friends with them. No, I become friends with them and then I find out they're Gemini. And it's like, oh yeah, that's right. Makes sense.
That makes sense.
Brian, you too, right?
Well, in perfect Gemini fashion, I will say this. I think that all other zodiac signs would say the same thing you said. Mm-hmm. We get along with everybody because we're just so outgoing. We're the life of the party. We're outspoken, right? We're very good communicators. We'll listen to your problems, but the problem is we might tell everybody else your problem because we don't keep secrets that well.
So, Brian, the description for a Gemini man says that you can be the funniest in very bland situations. You can make the mood extremely light and vibrant. You're also gentle due to your dual nature, but it cannot last for long. You can be charming and extremely rude at any moment of the day. That's what it says.
And that's so true. Like Monica said to me, you're perfect boyfriend material. We're going back to it, Monica. We're going back to it. How about you, Tess? What is your sign?
I am right after Gemini, late June, early July, Cancer. And we're moody people. Cancers are moody people.
It just sounds bad. You got to whisper that.
Cancer.
When you tell me, so what's your sign? Cancer.
Cancer. Yeah.
Yeah, whisper it.
Yeah.
We don't want it to get out there.
We're really nurturing and loyal. Sometimes cancers aren't easy necessarily to get to know, but once you get in, you're in. And sometimes we're loyal to a fault, I would say. But yeah, we are definitely moody. And sometimes we just look for something to be moody about, even when there's nothing there, no good reason.
I have one of my personalities that does the same thing. We're the twins, so I will look for moody things too. We can't always be the life of the party.
Well, no, I don't think, I don't know that cancers are known for that, but
I have a cousin who is Cancer as well.
Mhm.
And I can, now looking at it, I can see a lot of similarities between her and you. You know how Brian told you before that you're stoic?
Mhm.
My cousin is the same way. She's not the life of the party. She's charming. She's friendly and everything, but
yeah, I'm very much that way. Like I will sit back and wait and assess the situation before I get fully involved in it. They say that cancers have a tendency to sit back and listen and cut through all the BS, and they're not all that interested in all the details. They also say that cancers are somewhat psychic. I have psychic pops all the time, but I don't know how in depth that psychicness goes. Yeah, I'm definitely very, very even keel.
I wish I was like that sometimes.
Doesn't mean we don't have emotions, though. Cancer's emotions actually run really deep. They just don't express it on the surface all the time.
I can tell right now, the way you're talking, it sounds like you're very emotional.
Yeah, it's very monotone.
Not me. Geminis will jump right into it, and then we'll worry about the antibiotics for the STD later.
And I would say that is something that I've met with all the Geminis I've ever known. It's always like that. You just jump in.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, 100%. We're indecisive. We are impulsive. We are semi-reliable. At least I am. I know that. See, this is going in touch with, because I was also born in the year of the dog, okay? So in 1970, the year of the dog, that makes me a very loyal friend, but like you said, the February person in your world, I cut a bitch too. Or what I say? Would I cut a bastard? Because I don't know. You have to check that for me.
So, Monica, you were saying that even though we're born in different years, we have the same Chinese New Year sign?
Yes, I do also follow the Chinese zodiac signs. And it depends on the year you were born. They base their zodiac on the lunar months. And it starts with the lunar year, right? We all know we hear the Chinese New Year celebrations. It's really the beginning of their Lunar New Year. The history is that there were 12 animals that were called by the emperor. And they're based on 12 different years. And there's also an element to each year. And I think the total cycle is like 60 years. So I think we are, I don't even know I think we're metal. We are metal pig.
Metal, yes.
Right? But 12 years after us, it would have been a different element with the pig sign. And that causes a little bit of variation in how the same sign can have like a different type of luck or a different type of expectations, and sometimes a slightly different personality. So we're metal pig. So I am a pig because I was born before the Lunar New Year of the rat started. And that's why I'm like the tail end of the pig year. And the pig is actually supposedly the last animal that showed up to the emperor because it was taking its time.
Well, I think the dog was the 11th because they said that the dog stayed behind because there was a great war. And the dog stayed behind to make sure all the other animals got through, but the pig was definitely too lazy. Can't wait for the pig. You got to get back to the party. And I'm an air sign too, so that's why we get along together. Like you guys are earth and I'm air, so that's why we make mud. I'm an air symbol.
Air symbol is as in the Gemini, right, Brian?
Yep.
Oh, so I'm a water sign.
Yes, I think Cancer, Pisces, and Virgo. No, not Virgo. Scorpio, I think, are the water signs.
I think Scorpio's fire.
We're doing a lot of thinking.
Yeah.
But Brian and I know that because we are the trifecta of Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra, those are the air signs, and those are compatible.
Yes. And Monica and I, because we worked together for so long, we talked about this all the time. What was the woman's name?
Yes, we did.
Shout out to her, Miss Laney,
Laney,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Canadian website.
And her mom. Yeah, and
well, she didn't do the Western zodiac. She did the Chinese zodiac. They would give a yearly horoscope to all the different signs for a while, but her mom then retired and we don't have that anymore. But we do know, like for the Chinese zodiac, there are some signs that are similar to how we have the air signs in the Western zodiac. I'm a pig. The most compatible signs for a pig would be a goat or what's the other one? Rabbit. Brian, you're a dog. The compatible signs for you are the tiger
And
the horse.
which I don't know if I believe. The last two women I dated, one was an Aries and one was a Libra. Both of them were horses. And they are the great, it says, if you look on it, what sign should a Gemini man marry? And it specifically tells you Aries, Libra, and horse. I had both of them, the perfect connection, and neither of them worked out. I don't know if it's a bunch of hooey or not, but it was for me, that part of it.
I think it's about the choices too.
Well,
No matter what, we always have our internal demons that we have to fight. And even if you're supposed to be compatible, if people have their problems they're battling, then it's not going to work with anybody.
Well, yeah.
that's what I was going to say. Zodiac signs are only part of it. We also have our life experiences and things that make us who we are.
You know, I'm dating a Virgo now, September.
For sure.
And
how's that with Gemini?
it's the polar opposite. They tell you stay away. They will never get along.
Is it?
And she's like, well, maybe you should break up with me. She just said that tonight. I was telling her about this, and she's like,
But isn't she a tiger?
I think she's what last year was. I think she was an ox.
Oh, she's an ox?
Yeah, she was in that whole shit year last year.
Oh, okay.
I blame her for last year.
Did she just turn 48?
She'll be 49 in September.
Yeah, she's an ox.
Yeah, she's the shit ox. The one that was supposed to pull us out of 2020, who pulled us right into the bowels of hell. I told her, your sign is useless. It's her fault.
It was a bad year last year.
Yeah, because I remember we sat there, Monica, and said, oh, God, the ox, we're going to hook our wagons up to the ox. It's going to pull us out of 2020. 2021 is going to be fantastic.
It was bad.
I lost my dad. I lost my girlfriend. I basically lost my job, my friends, my family. I got COVID. That year was the effing worst year ever. You know, it just sucked.
Yeah, it all hit you at once. That's the thing. It all happened at
everything
one time.
whacked at once. Oh,
Yeah.
God.
I do know one thing about the Chinese zodiac, and compatibility is iffy, but I do know that the one thing they tell you is that there's a sign that you should avoid or be careful around for every sign. And that's always the sign that is 6 years away from yours. So for the pig test, it's the snake. It doesn't mean you can't be friends with somebody who's a snake. It just means that you should keep a distance from people who would be a snake. So, like, you can't marry a snake.
I don't know what the hell the people in my life are. I have no fucking clue.
Well, Monica, let's put it this way, though. Anybody that has the term snake, okay, it's never a good term, right? You're a snake. Nobody says, you're a snake.
My daughter is a snake.
Yeah, I know. She's probably just as bad.
Is that right?
No, she is not.
Look at, yeah, just say it. She's just as bad. She can't help it. She's a snake.
Wait, you said 6 years away from me?
Yes, up or down.
Up or down? That's my husband.
Oh, Jesus. What month is his birthday?
He's in March. He's a Pisces.
He's March what year?
It's 1965.
That was great.
So then it just proved it wrong. You guys are happy.
Well, I don't know. We've been together a long, long time. If he's that bad for me,
I agree. It's what I'm saying. You proved it wrong.
we've overcome it.
Yes, you did. You just proved it wrong.
That's hilarious. Okay, I'm looking at the snake, you guys, here, and it says a snake carries the meanings of malevolence, cattiness, and mystery, as well as acumen and divination. In most cases, this animal is considered evil, and elongated, legless body always scares people. However, in Chinese traditions, it's once presented a venerated image and is one of the earliest totems of the Chinese nations. This doesn't sound like my husband at all. Oh, wait, it says people born in the year of the snake are considered rational, calm, thoughtful, and loyal to loved ones. Yeah, that sounds like him.
That does sound like him.
Tess, look up the section. It says signs compatible and incompatible with the snake.
Best match with a snake is dragon and rooster. Just so is dog. And worst match, tiger, rabbit, snake, sheep, and pig. You're right.
You proved them wrong, Tess.
But you know what? No, John, like we talked about John, Monica, right?
Yes.
He was the Gemini.
Yes, he
unicorn.
did not act like a Gemini.
He was the only Gemini I've ever met who acts nothing like a Gemini. He could have been a Cancer.
He was also a dragon, which is a very strong sign in the Chinese zodiac, and he did not act like a dragon. So he did not adhere to any of the beliefs.
Nope. He never got angry about anything. He was even keel all the time. He was the unicorn. So maybe your husband's the unicorn of the snake world.
Maybe. Interesting. I never really delved that far into the Chinese signs.
I mean, the way they look at it is they really care about fortune and luck. And so they look at the compatibility of the signs in the sense that which signs will bring the most fortune, which ones will bring the most luck.
And I have proof that the dog symbolizes fortune. So it's so funny. I was reading this and it says dog is obviously man's best friend and stuff like that. And it says they understand human spirit and they care whether their people are wealthy or not. So Chinese people regard as an auspicious animal, and they take the foo dogs. I don't know if I'm saying that right, foo or faux dogs, and they put 2 of them at their entranceway all the time. So when you walk through, you're bringing fortune into the house, right? So it said if a dog happens to come into your house, then it brings fortune. So I thought it would be a great moment to tell all the women out there, if you bring me into your house, I would be happy to come in your house. So that's not a problem. I will bring you lots of fortune when I come in your house.
So we decided we're going to go next to how we are as lovers because of our sun signs.
Oh, I looked mine up already. I'm a damn good lover.
We knew that. We knew you'd know yours.
That's the first thing you look up. You know, when you're a Gemini, you think, oh my God, am I good in bed? Let me look it up. You know, we need validation for everything. So on that note, I looked it up and it says, because Geminis are so outgoing and so passionate, they tend to be really great lovers. What that means is we will actually talk to you because we're very good communicators too. So we'll kind of tell you what we want. And we'll ask you what you want. So, we'll try new positions. And I want to be honest with you, me personally, I'm not embarrassed to ask. So I'll ask for anything. And if there's anything you want to do or say in the bedroom, I'm open to it. I don't care what your freak is. When we close that bedroom door, I am ready for anything. And I've told you guys in the past, there's only 2 things in this world physically and sexually I will not do. And I still don't know what they are. So what did your sign say, Monica?
Mine says Aquarius people are all about intellectual stimulation. Very true.
That's just women.
Oh, yeah.
What does that mean?
It means that we like to engage in complex conversations. If you want an Aquarius to be romantically interested in you, then you have to engage them intellectually.
They're analytical. That makes sense.
We also value honesty and independence. We tend to be a bit of a loner. Very true. And they do give their partner the same sense of independence. Aquarians tend to be the type that commit for life. They don't tend to, it takes them a long time to commit, but once they commit, they really do commit. Okay,
Monica, you just described why Geminis and Aquariuses will always just be friends.
Yeah.
Like all I can picture is some guy reading a Moby Dick while he's trying to make love to you. You know, Monica, get your freak on.
In terms of freakiness, there isn't that much for Aquarius to be freaky. It says they tend to actually be cold because they are more pragmatic and less emotional way. They have a pragmatic and less emotional way of looking at things. So it kind of detaches them from the world and those around them.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And a lot of people feel uncomfortable with the Aquarius' rigid thought process. We appear aloof a lot.
Monica, but you're just reading from the page. What do you do?
What do I do?
Are you a unicorn or are you an Aquarius sexually?
It's okay. It's safe. We just have to share it with all of our listeners. That's all.
Yeah, I know. I guess I'm going to have to agree with my ex when he said I was the most vanilla person that he's ever been with. And I agree with him on there. I'm not very adventurous. I'm actually afraid of a lot of things. And there were a lot of things that he asked me to do that I said, no.
Was he a Gemini?
He was a Libra.
So wait.
Oh my God.
Do you think that you didn't want to do them because they were foreign to you? I mean, Or do you think that you wouldn't like them?
I wouldn't like them. I knew I wasn't going to like them.
Okay.
I knew I wasn't going to like them. I mean, and I don't criticize anybody for being into this, but I'm not into S&M type of acts. I was actually remembering something a few weeks ago. I was telling Brian about it, where we were in the middle of the act, and all of a sudden, he decided to slap me really hard on my ass. He thought it was like,
in the
sexy
moment.
and all that I said was, ow, that hurt. I didn't like that.
I don't know.
And that's okay, Monica. It's okay.
It's totally fine.
It's true. It's okay to say, oh, that hurt. Because I was with a woman who pinched my nipples so hard that I was like, what the fudge? Like, what are you, crazy? I said, I didn't do that to you.
Yeah, no, don't do that to me.
But this is a very broad spectrum, you guys. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been my experience that when somebody does that in the throes of passion, it doesn't feel painful.
I agree.
Well, we were in the throes of passion.
Yeah.
We were really into the throes of passion. And I still was like knocked out.
You're
what the hell is that?
forget about it.
Sometimes if it's in the throes of passion, maybe you thought just having sex, Monica, that wasn't the throes of passion. Like maybe you just weren't crazy, like into it at the moment and you had a couple of walls up.
Or it could Or it could have been that it just was a shock, so it didn't feel
It was
good.
a shock. It's not me.
Yeah.
So Brian, to answer your question, I'm an Aquarius.
Okay.
I'm not a unicorn. So I'm boring.
It's okay, Monica. The world needs vanilla too.
There's nothing wrong with vanilla.
That's right. And you know what? I tell everybody this. When you tell people vanilla, I say, you know what? It's probably the most purchased ice cream in the world. So there you go. Vanilla's a good
Here's
thing.
the thing, though. I would not like it if I met a man who was squeamish about sex either, because I've heard some men talk like that, like where
Squeamish how?
like they'll say they'll be describing like oral sex on a woman. They're like, oh, and I'm
really?
like, okay,
I'm sorry. That's
man.
awful.
There are men, and they're supposedly straight that you talk about. You talk about oral sex on women, and they get schemed out.
No,
I've
come on.
I've heard it multiple times.
No way. I
Heard it
pack a
multiple
lunch.
So I'm not that vanilla, okay?
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, yeah, you want to be open-minded enough to have a good time.
Yes, I'm just not really down with the crazy stuff.
Well,
You got time, Monica.
everybody, I was going to say everybody's crazy is a little bit different. Like,
That's true.
It's different. Yeah, for sure.
How about you, Tess? What does
All right.
yours say?
I'm going to tell you what it says, and then I'll tell you about me, okay? Since you seem to want to know, like, not just read off the page.
Yes.
Right?
Thank you.
So
That's good.
it says that Cancers are sensual and passionate and super in tune with their bodies. They're highly in tune to love and physical sensation as long as they can trust enough to let down their barriers and allow another person into their world. So that's like huge for me. Like I am like totally closed off until I trust somebody, and that's huge for me. So I find that to be accurate. They say that this is funny. It says Cancer is happiest with long, passionate lovemaking. While props, toys, and shower sex can be fun, Cancer's absolute favorite is any position that allows for plenty of eye contact with his or her lover. That's not me.
Do you want to be blindfolded?
Well, no. It's not that I want to be blindfolded, but
That's where the props came in.
yeah, no, I like all the toys and props and fun stuff. Like I like experimental sex. I think it's fun.
The
But it
doggy
says-
style position, right? You just stare at the headboard.
Yes. I like that position. Yes, I do.
Okay, see, I have to say I do like doggy style too, so I don't think that's
It's
that
the
crazy
angle.
of a position.
It's the angle.
It is.
Feels good.
I've often wondered if that's how we were really supposed to, like, naturally we're supposed to make sex.
Well, I would say that's
and
something
I
a
gotta
guy
say,
would
like,
say.
if you're on your back for too long, I'm sorry, but your thighs just start aching.
Yes.
I don't know, maybe it's because I'm getting older. I don't know, but switching it up.
I
is good.
personally think my hip got messed up because of missionary sex, but okay.
I guess it's possible.
Oh my God. That's awesome. My hips feel just fine from missionary sex, Monica.
Yeah, but you don't have to open your legs.
Yeah, you use different muscles. Okay, so it says that crabs want to cuddle after sex if they feel trusted and in love, and they're always up for a lazy day spent entirely under the covers. I know for me, the more I get, the more I want. Like, I'm not satiated easily. So
Crabs?
that's crabs.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
sorry. You
That's
just meant the
another
sign.
word for cancers.
I got it. But yeah, it's sound.
I was like, wow, where's this
I
going?
said crabs want, not want crabs.
Oh, sorry.
Crabs want. And it says that crabs may struggle letting a relationship end, and their breakups may have to happen several times before they accept that it's really over. I did experience that with my first marriage. But on the other side, they take loyalty very seriously, and a breach of loyalty, however small it seems, is a deal breaker. But the bottom line is they love to be loved, and they love itself, but communication and conversation are what really allow this sign's bonds to flourish. I agree with that. Communication is huge for me.
I was funny because when you said that you don't know how to, like, they don't know how to let relationships go. My thing, I was reading up on it, and Geminis, they said, are notorious for creating the term ghosting.
Oh, is that right?
So it's kind of true because the last few women I've been with,
cancers.
I was telling Monica, sometimes I write the text and then I don't send it. And I'm like, okay, I feel like I sent it, even though I didn't send it. And then I just don't talk to them anymore.
Oh my gosh, I can't do that. Like, I need to send it.
I have a problem with ghosting as well. Because I always feel like, well, maybe they meant to say something and I didn't give them a chance. Let me just look like the idiot and send a message to finish it off.
I love being ghosted.
You do?
Because then I don't have to deal with it. Then I don't have to do it.
Yeah.
Well, you're talking about when you want it to end. But
Well, yeah.
What if you don't want it to end?
I don't have an answer for that. I guess I don't know what to say to that.
Have you ever
I
been
didn't want
ghosted
it
by
to end.
somebody you really liked?
No, that's a good point. Probably not. But yeah, okay, to answer your question, if I'm going to be completely honest, when I don't want it to end, then I'm like a little bitch. Are you sure you don't want to see me tonight? But I also
have
make the
way
mistake.
too much pride for that.
No, not me.
I'm
I got
like,
zero
don't let
pride.
the door hit you in the ass on the way out. That's my
No.
Even if
no.
I'm not feeling that way, that's how I act.
I feel that way after sex. Did they come back for the makeup sex?
Okay, you're not a half chick right now, Brian. You're full
Sorry.
guy. Right
Sorry.
now.
That's why I said half chick.
Yes, half chick. It's okay. You don't have to be half chick all the time.
That's right. But no, I admit it when, I get upset when I don't want them to leave. And especially sometimes the way they leave, when, you find someone that's, and you believe in this Zodiac stuff and this horoscope stuff, and you find someone that is two people that are supposed to be your perfect life connections, and they don't work out. Yeah, it's a little weird. It's a little upsetting because not that I buy into this stuff wholeheartedly, but it all made sense, So yeah, I'm a little bit of a little biatch when it comes to them leaving without me. But I've started to think that later on, maybe it'd be better if they did ghost me and block my phone numbers.
Yeah.
Because when the responses come back horribly, well, I was ghosted by the devil.
Yeah.
The California one. She
I
ghosted
wasn't
me.
going to call it.
Yeah, she ghosted me real good. But I was already in this throes with somebody else by that point. Because one of the things they say about Geminis is we're so upset about it, but then 10 minutes later, like, oh, I need to start over.
Get over
Let's get going.
Yeah.
So as hurt as I get, I fall in love that as equally as fast. I can get over something really quick and then fall in love really quick. But I don't like to be alone. Cold beds suck.
So have any of you ever met a person who is supposed to be your sign or isn't your sign that acts just like you?
That isn't your sign that acts like you.
I've never had that
I don't
experience.
think so.
That's a good question. I got to be honest with you. If somebody did do that, though, I wouldn't hang out with them because I wouldn't want to hang out with me. I don't like me. Like, I'm a pain in the ass sometimes.
You like
So
you.
I don't want anybody to I don't want anybody to be like me. I think it's
You don't
great
have any
that there's-
Gemini friends? Do you have any Gemini friends?
I have Gemini acquaintances, not really Gemini friends. Like John, I would consider a friend, but he's a unicorn.
Okay.
So I think it's good to not have people like you. I think it's good that there's a lot of vanilla in the world.
Yeah, in my experience, I've never purposely tried to avoid any sign. I will become friends with anybody.
I have.
You have?
One. Aries.
Oh, is that a bad sign for you?
Well, not friends, but definitely relationships. Just did not like him. And I have 3 Aries boys in my life, which is great now. But when they were young, Cancers are communicators, and Aries have feelings, but they don't talk about them. And Cancers are like blah blah.
My
blah,
son
blah,
is
blah,
an
blah.
Aries, and he's just like that. You
Yep.
just described him to a T.
Yep. We have feelings, but we just don't talk about them. That's my son, and I can't. With my stepsons, the younger one, he's way more expressive. But they're just, definitely when I was in the dating world, Aries were just no. Does not work with Cancer. But there's no other sign.
When you said you had 3 Aries boys in your world, I didn't know what you meant.
Well, if I had 3 Aries boys in my world all at the same time, I wouldn't care what sign they are. If it was for a specific purpose. But relationship, no. Oh, thank you very much.
I will say that I don't try to get rid of, I won't try to not hang out with somebody because of their sign. The one thing I will do now in my dating world is I will never, ever date anyone in the psychology field ever again. That's one thing I know I will never do.
That's because they know how to fuck with you.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is it because of that, or is it because she tried to analyze you?
It was just manipulation all the time. It was like psychological warfare.
I don't believe every psychotherapist is like that.
Well, I'm just saying I'm never going to get involved with one, so.
You had a bad experience.
And
She was batshit crazy, Brian. So there was that part too.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things the Gemini paper says. We love batshit crazy. I'm not making it up. It says it here.
Well, it sounds like you're destined to suffer for the rest of your life about it.
Well, that way. Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, the girl I'm with now is completely. I told you she's
Wait,
the
what is
opposite. She's a Scorpio,
Scorpio?
a Virgo. I don't know. What was September again?
Early September is Virgo.
Brian, you have to realize that you've only been together for a few months.
Yes, I get it. 100%. Few months.
Mm-hmm.
So far, she's on the right path. So far, she's got staying power.
My husband's a Pisces, and Pisces and Cancers are both lover signs. So,
Yes. Actually, those are compatible.
they are.
Monica, what was the kiosk guy?
I don't know. He was 28 at the time, so.
Well, I
at
figured you
that
had a
time,
2-hour
I guess-
conversation. You would have found out what sign he was.
Maybe we should hashtag kiosk guy on our next Instagram post. Just so
Yes.
maybe we'll find him.
That is
Oh my
great.
God.
He'd love to listen.
That is so great.
To elaborate on what you said, a sign, you were right. I would not avoid being friends with any sign, but there is one sign that I would avoid in a relationship. And that's Taurus.
Is that because bulls have sex from behind? I thought you said you
They're
liked that.
stubborn as the bull. But of course.
You said you like that, Monica. What? You should date
I
a
do,
Taurus.
but no, they're too stubborn. I've
Okay.
met quite a few in my life, and they've always been stubborn, very stubborn, and I just don't like it.
My sister's the only one I know.
Like I said, I'm a Gemini. I don't know anybody outside my Gemini world. When I say, when's your birthday? October. Okay, never mind.
Or if they say they're in November.
Yeah, nope, not interested. Don't know what you're talking about. Because I just looked it up and it said it right here. To get a Gemini guy to chase you, one of the keys is usually to be unpredictable and mysterious. Their attention will stray away as he feels if you're not an air of mystery about you. He cannot resist a person with a twisted personality.
Was it the thrill of the chase? What does that mean?
Yes.
You like
Yeah.
somebody to keep you on your toes.
On my
Yeah.
toes. I tell you that all the time.
Yeah.
Yes. You are not the only Gemini friend that I have heard that from. You are probably the third or fourth Gemini male that I have heard say that they like females to keep them on their toes.
Yeah, ask my wife what happened when she didn't keep me on my toes. I felt like I had free reign to go do whatever I wanted.
And she was an Aquarius. She's an Aquarius.
Define
Yeah,
what
but
you
she-
mean by keep me on my toes.
Okay,
Just-
I need that. Like,
just for
where
our
are you going?
listeners.
Once in a while, I want to hear, where are you going?
You want
who's
somebody
gonna be there?
to argue with you or challenge
Not
you?
argue, just like put me
Care?
in check. Not so. Yeah, I guess care could be a word, but I don't know. I just like don't answer the phone every once in a while when I call. You know, put a little mystery in there. You know, say tell you you're going out with your friends, and then don't tell me who your friends are. Just go out. And when I say, "Oh, did you have a good time?" It was all right. What are you watching on TV? You know, change the subject on me. I'm like, ooh, want to go have sex?
Or have a fight with you at a restaurant because she thought you saw a girl.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And
Oh, my
that's
goodness.
yes. And then what happened after that? Screaming and yelling, back to the bedroom, great sex.
Yeah, I don't want that.
I know. I don't want it either. Trust me. I'm too old for that shit now. But that's one of the things that led me to where I'm at. The crazy.
And you kept coming back to her like a little dog.
Oh, yeah, like a
Brian.
dog. You're the dog.
Pun intended. Pun intended.
We're not talking about
Absolutely,
your
Monica.
ex-wife anymore.
No.
Got it.
No, I don't want that. I want somebody who's reliable, not somebody who's going to start screaming at me for like the most random thing that makes them mad, that I make them mad about or something.
Oh, no, I agree, Monica. I want that too.
Mhm.
But there's some twisted part of me that is led around by my little head that tells me, let her yell at you, dude. It's going to be great later on, I promise. I'm like, okay. Okay. You make the rules. Let's go.
What else could we talk about with respect to zodiacs and in our
I think we
life?
pretty much covered all of it. Oh, too, I had the perfect joke for you guys, too, and I freaking forgot to say it. Like when you guys were going to tell me what your signs were, I was going to say Michael Myers was was an Aquarius, too.
He was?
No, I was going to say it, though. I don't know what he was. But
I did look up some other famous ones.
Oh, yeah, I know a lot of people who are my sign.
So I have a colorful cast of characters that share Cancer.
Mine's Tupac and Phil Mickelson.
I have John Cusack, Kevin Hart, Tom Hanks, Pamela Anderson, Meryl Streep. Speaking of which, I'm sorry to go off topic here, but did you guys see Top Gun Maverick?
Nope, not yet.
All right, we'll have to talk about it after you see it. I really liked it.
I heard it was good.
I recommend it. The first one brought the storyline, but the second one was so much better. I liked it a lot.
Well, I will say about this episode, I'm happy and sad about it because I think we did drop the ball in the beginning, but then we ramped it up at the end.
Kids, I hate to break up the party, but I'm going to jump because my husband and I want to eat dinner. And
All right, kids.
Okay.
Waiting, but this was super fun, and I look forward to doing it again.
Okay, love you guys.
Okay, you guys have a good evening.
See you later.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to 2.5 Chicks. We would love to hear from you. Questions, comments, or give us a suggestion about something you'd like to hear us chat about. You can leave us a voicemail at podinbox.com/2 P as in Paul, 5 C as in chick. Or you can email us at 2.5chickspod@gmail.com. And please go on over to Instagram and follow us there at 2.5chicks. We'll be back again next week. See you then.